going to show you how to use the glass cutters to cut the mosaic glass. To cut each piece of mosaic glass, you are going to need, in different sizes, you are going to need these glass cutters. Now they sell other different versions or other kinds. I like these, they work really well, and with my hands, if these work well, I'm sure they're going to work well for you. I know there's other tools out there, I just haven't tried them yet. I've been happy with the results of this. What you will do is take your mosaic glass, and you can see I have this irregular shaped piece of glass. I always have an extra cloth on hand because I don't want to cut the glass and have it shoot up and go in my eyes. You could, or somewhere else, you could actually use safety goggles, which would probably be smart. However, I found them to be such a pain, I just couldn't use them. So I use the cloth method. So I'm gonna move these off to the side, take my piece of glass, I'm gonna put it on the cloth, and I am going to take my cutters, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the cutter at the angle that I want it, and you can turn it when it's inside the cutter different ways and just experiment with it. It's really kind of trial and error on how these cuts are going to turn out, and you'll get to know them as you experiment with the cutters. So then I cover it, okay, and I do that. You hear that click, it's cut, and you can see I have a pretty unique cut that was just created by that piece, and that would look nice in a sunflower. I'm just envisioning it as one of the petals. Put that over there. I'm going to take another one. This one is longer, it's more rectangular, so I like to kind of go in a diagonal direction. I never like a perfectly straight piece. I just think that's boring. I don't like straight lines, and actually the brain prefers curved lines anyway. So then I cover it with the towel and I do the cut, and you can see I have more of a triangular cut there. Now I have on the end here, you can see there's a little bit of that, I don't know, an edge sticking out there. So I'm actually gonna trim that. And to trim that, I'm not gonna be able to do it exactly, but I just get to the end of it, cover it up again, do the cut, and now it's gone. Here's a square version right here. These are really my favorite. They're called the Van Gogh mosaic glass, because they remind them of Van Gogh, I guess, which it reminds me of Van Gogh too. So again, I am going to take this, I'm sort of going to do a curve in the cut. I'm just going to turn my cutters different ways and see kind of what I come up with. Cover it up, do the cut, and I have created this piece, which is kind of triangular, but it's also got a little bit of a curve to it. So you play around with it and you can keep cutting it until you get the shape that you like. What I tend to do is I tend to just cut a whole bunch of glass into different shapes and different sizes, and I put them then aside knowing that, okay, I'm gonna find a spot for this. I put them over with my other ones. I'm gonna find a spot for this. And even these teeny tiny little pieces, I don't know, these little tiny shards, I actually save all of those because they're gonna work great in the center of a sunflower or in some tiny little area where you can't fit a piece of mosaic glass. So what happens then is you have all of your mosaic glass and you get it cut with your cutters, and then you set them aside. I separate them by color sometimes, makes it easier, and sometimes I even separate them by similar shapes, similar sizes, and from there you go ahead and you can just adhere them to the canvas.